Hey everyone, welcome to the final episode of Winter is Taking Forever. It's our season finale of this. I'm Daniel, I'm joined by Michael and Miles.
I knew we were in for some shit immediately when it opened with like piano sonata.
Everyone since the Godfather baptism scene has been trying to do the Godfather baptism scene, and this is another one of those. Oh, it's Godfather. Okay, cool. Someone's gonna get Godfather. This is great.
She's clearly putting on like I'm a boss chainmail type of clothing, which she never wears the entire time. She's got like 80s metallic shoulder pads on.
Yeah.
It looked like a couture version of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
She orchestrated this whole thing and blew up the set, we lost a lot of people. We lost Marjorie, who that really breaks my heart. I thought she was great, and I'm bummed. And she's like a hot human Lola Bunny, and her dumb dad and Lancel, I guess.
At some point, just take the fucking chains off when you're about to run like a 900-meter sprint to save the entire city and everyone you care about.
Did his stab wound feel like to you that he would be in a state where he was crawling?
He was stabbed by a child, by the way. I'm really worried about them because that kid is like part of some plan, and they're fed with candy all the time. And he's like, ha! Well, I'm different now.
You're talking about Marjorie. The thing that kind of broke my heart is when she kind of figures it all out in there.
It was almost comically long, the amount of time we had to just let the High Sparrow figure out that something was wrong. Marjorie, old guy. Marjorie, old guy. And he's just like, you see in his eyes like, you're making a lot of sense. I don't know what to do. And then we hear explosions. He's like, I figured it out now.
Like the CG was like super good, including one of my favorite shots. The man crushed by a bell.
There were probably other episodes of the season where they're just like, we can't show the dragons at all. It's too expensive to show the dragons because you need that $9 million bell. This has been Bell Talk. While we're still in King's Landing, I want to talk about Tommen. This is one of the most relatable storylines I've ever seen because his arc at one point was playing with his cat Sir Pounce and a bunch of toys. Then he discovered via Marjorie, and he's like, oh, this is all I want to do now. And then he has to sit by a window and watch his mother blow up and it's like, if I'm 13, I'm cannonballing straight out the nearest window.
100%.
In a minute. Let's talk about Dany. Daenerys Stormborn is finally on her way to Westeros and had to dump her side piece, Daario Naharis.
This like sweet rejection happened where Daario got like basically friend zoned into being an emperor.
Right. Friend zoned into being an emperor.
Yeah, when you say it out loud, I was like, that's not that bad.
Daario's time management skills, and he's basically only wants to cut people's heads off and have sex with people.
Daario will recall urged her to open the fighting pits again.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if I'm Daario, I would try to spin that immediately, like, oh, I have to go be queen and like marry for an alliance. Well, I'm now king of Marine.
Yeah.
So, you want to talk about the North?
Because I feel like Littlefinger is kind of managing the creep train a little bit.
Sure.
And he's like aggressively conducting the creep train.
The Littlefinger Jon Sansa thing, I think is going to lead to probably my favorite plot of the next season because he told her like point blank, I'll do anything to sit on the Iron Throne with you as my queen. Yeah. And she's like, oh, honey, no.
Yeah.
Because he loved Catelyn and lost out to Ned Stark and the other Stark brother. And he's sitting here like, if I lose another f***ing Tully to another f***ing Sword of Stark, I'm going to burn the whole planet to the ground. My other major complaint is that they're like, we're only going to follow you. You're the King of the North. King of the North. Let's all chant it. I want to be Jon and say, none of this matters anymore because there are monsters.
They need a road show with a White Walker in a cage going through the entire Seven Kingdoms just over and over again.
Step right up. Look at your impending fate. This freaky piece of shit.
So we got more fan service with Walder Frey. Anytime they show him in this show, they dedicate a few minutes to reminding you how awful he is.
2 Kingslayers.
You know, it's great to see him die in a terrible fashion, but the logistics of the thumb sticking out of the meat pie, I feel like there's not that many recognizable parts of the human body inside of a meat pie. It's basically thumb and toe,
That's
nose,
probably
maybe.
true.
Yeah, you cut to the scene of her making it.
Yeah.
And the thumb will go here.
Yeah, is there like a thumb in every slice?
A thumb in every slice. Meat pies by Aria.
A scene that I liked in the Frey bit was Bronn complaining about, oh, those 2 girls are checking you out, Jaime, and he just sends them over to have sex with Bronn. They're not prostitutes, and that's not how like wingmanship works. Like, I've been the Bronn at a bar with a handsome guy next to me, and it's never been like, hey, go f my weird buddy, and they're like, oh, okay. It doesn't happen. It's not a situation. Or I have terrible friends. So we spent a little bit of time with Bran today. He hung out with Benjen, and Benjen was like, the wall is magic, so I can't go anymore. I'll just be, if you need me, I'll be over there f***ing myself for a while.
Classic lonesome Benjen.
And we get confirmation on this long-standing fan theory, which we think means Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen made Jon on purpose. Lyanna, in a puddle of blood, is like, here, take this baby. I'm gonna whisper something.
Classic TV trope is
In case there's
whispering
like
something.
an omniscient eye somehow, like,
Yeah,
oh, you
exactly.
wiped out everyone out there, okay? Just in case.
That's a huge reveal. That
Right.
like could be like Jon has like Targaryen powers. Jon might be like a dragon rider at some point. He might be impervious to fire. All these amazing things that might be like huge in the next 2 seasons. Again, such a big reveal to me that I wish that they spent a little more time on it, and I also wish that that was the ending of the season.
Especially when you're fighting an army of ice people,
Right.
and you're fireproof.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like,
that'll come in handy.
This might work out.
I wish, because the sound conveniently cut off when she said whatever the name was. I want Bran to snap back and like, oh, grab the tree again, and like get closer. Like, okay, good, I got it. Got a new location on the map. We're at the Citadel. In keeping with this season's long-running, we hired a bunch of sitcom writers to punch up some of our scripts. They have this wacky Monty Python character working at the Citadel with his weird glass things. Put the thing in my hand and bring it right in my hand. I could see that you're overweight, but you know what? If people are watching, wouldn't this be funny in a pretty dark show?
And like, that they're just like, everyone always just throws shade at librarians.
Yeah.
Librarians are normal people.
Now women are babies. All right, they're gonna hang with you then. This will be fun for everybody.
First of all, their lighting situation is in that library. It's pitch black when he's walking through a hallway, and there's no top to the hallway, and suddenly it's the brightest place I've ever seen.
Also, his task is impossible. That go to the Citadel, see if you can find something in one of your books that'll tell us how to stop the White Walkers.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone just wrote that book and stuck it in the library. There's no one like taking inventory. Be like, this is the one that has White Walker stuff. I have to just read them all.
Yeah.
There's no
That's
card catalog. It's like, well,
Right.
sir, do you know the Dewey Decimal System? It would explain itself.
This is an episode that we've talked about bells. I know we already had the segment of the show called Bell Discussion. Let's say Bell Talk.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Lady Olenna throwing shade at all the sand snakes in like gleeful fan service. What's your name? Oh, it doesn't matter what your name is. I'm so cool.
The Rock
Even in
style.
mourning. Yeah. And then they ring a bell that is Varys' cue to come out of the darkness and say fire and blood. I'm Varys, and someone's like, no, it'd be really cool if she says something that's like, why should I help you? And then we ring a bell, and then you come and it's like, I came all this way. Okay, let's get into predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen for the rest of the show?
The biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is kind of Jaime Cersei's situation.
So I feel like her, with all this power now, like, is she just gonna, I don't know. I'm curious to see just how evil she can be.
I think it would be really funny if, at the end of the show, like the very last episode, in the epilogue, Dany's sitting on the Iron Throne, and she just gets a raven, and they haven't checked in on Marine for a while. It was like, oh, Dario killed himself immediately after you left, and then Marine burned to the ground.
Yeah.
She's like, huh, smash to black.
Like Soprano style?
Yeah.
You don't know if the episode's over yet?
Don't stop. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. We're out of Game of Thrones now. We have no other shows that we should respond to, and it's a real pickle. We're thinking, should we go into old shows that we love? Like, would you guys watch Simpsons, old episodes of Simpsons or Sopranos or anything like that? Or should we do Ballers? You want us to do Ballers? But let us know in the comments what shows you want us to do, if anything. Or just tell us to f*** off. I don't care. Miles?
Or ask who the f*** I am.